In over 20 years of teaching, Joe and I have helped thousands of riders solve all kinds of problems so that they could make the progress they wanted with all kinds of different horses. And while we like to treat every horse and every rider as individuals with their own strengths and weaknesses, well, we pretty soon realised that the riders that we met tended to fit into one of a few different categories based on how they approached their relationship with their horses and what they thought it was going to actually take to make the progress they dreamed of. Now, we identified 4 distinct types of rider and looked at how the beliefs and attitudes they hold about horses and training ultimately determine what's going to be possible for them. And in this video clip from one of our recent free workshops, I'm taking a look at 2 aspects of training that often seem to be in conflict in modern day riding and ask whether it really has to be that way. And as you're about to discover, I also explain how changing the way you look at things could hold the key to solving all kinds of problems and achieving the kind of progress and results that you want while enhancing your relationship with your horse instead of destroying it. It's as if you can be kind to your horse or you can be effective, but you can't do both. And we certainly see a lot of evidence of that belief in the modern horse world. But does it really have to be that way? Why can't we have both? Well, this little grid gives us a way to look at some different types of riders and see whether that's actually possible. Now, this is illustrating how effective a rider may be in getting their horse to do things along the bottom of the scale here. So you'll see effectiveness going up towards the right, and also how kind or how horse-friendly their approach is, and that's increasing as you go up the left-hand side. So in the bottom right box here, you can see these are the sorts of riders who are very focused on getting their horses to do the movements, getting the results. Now, they might know all sorts of ways to get their horses to do things and stop complaining about it. But the problems start when a horse doesn't just do what they want, especially if they think the reason for that is that their horse is just being difficult or naughty. So these riders can end up resorting to gadgets and sharp spurs to insist that their naughty horse does what they want. Now, you might know some people or teachers with that mindset, and there have certainly been a few examples of what can happen at the extreme end of this in the news and all over social media recently. Now, up here in this box on the top left, well, this is the kind of rider who cares very deeply about their horse and how he or she feels about life. And their horses are happy, but they're maybe not doing the things that they really hope to be doing with them. At the extreme, they might even care so much that they just back off from trying to do any schooling or sometimes even any riding at all. And their horses can end up being field ornaments. Now, from your horse's point of view, of course, there's actually nothing bad about any of that. But if they do ride, these riders, they often find their progress is often very slow. There's not much development of their horse's gaits or his capacity for more advanced work. And they can't really improve their horse's capacity or ability to carry them comfortably because actually they just don't know how to do that without being unkind. Now, of course, life could be a lot worse for a horse, but if this rider does actually have some ambition to go further, well, there's an opportunity here for them to learn how to school their horse in a way that's effective and horse-friendly. Now, in this bottom left box, we've got a rider whose intentions are good. The problem is they just don't yet have enough know-how to be truly effective. And while they're not being intentionally unkind, probably making some crucial mistakes that accidentally do make life more difficult for their horse. For example, going out for a hack without any regard to the horse's posture or straightness and thinking that's okay, or maybe even thinking it's a good idea because they're not bothering the horse. And although nobody actually really wants to be here, realistically, this is where we all start out. Unless you're incredibly lucky and you've got an amazing trainer from day one who already knows all the right stuff, it's sort of a phase we all have to go through. So, got a question. Which one of these boxes looks most familiar to you right now? Okay, well, the thing is, where we want to get you to is this place in the top right box where you're going to get the best of both worlds. Okay, you and your horse can improve consistently as quickly as your horse is able, and you're going to be doing it in a kind and horse-friendly way that your horse actually enjoys being part of. Now, it's fun, comfortable and it's engaging for your horse in all senses of the word, for his mind and for his hind legs. And it's going to enhance his health. So it's just much more sustainable. Now, if you're an amateur rider, being an empowering rider, well, it's a bit like being a centaur, actually, where you have this incredible connection with a happy, enthusiastic horse who just wants to dance with you. And if you're a professional, well, it'll do wonders for your reputation because you'll be able to get the results you want even faster. Your students and clients are going to find our horses easier to ride instead of difficult. So they're going to recommend you to everybody they know. And you'll have nothing to fear from all this growing concern about the social license to operate, because you really will be riding and developing genuinely happy athletes. So I'm Derek Clark, and I hope that short clip has been useful and maybe even a little thought-provoking for you. I'd love to know which one of these riding styles sounds most familiar to you right now, and what becoming the empowering rider could do for you and your horse. So scroll down, leave me a comment, and let's have fun with our horses this week.